Hello everyone, this is MAGI Mystic Melanie, and I'm giving you a reading today just to show you what I do when I give a reading. I like to keep everything spiritually uplifting and inspiring, and even in this time during Covid-19 global pandemic, we have to find the silver linings, and they really are there. There are blessings there, we just have to look for it. So don't be dismayed. Let's see how we can find those silver linings. So what I usually do in a reading is I do cards. I have my ancient Egyptian cards, and I studied in Egypt and spent some time there a couple of times. And the first card that came up in ancient Egyptian card is fire. Fire means in order to make anew, in order to go into rebirth, you have to burn away the old in order to make way for the new. Not to burn down the house, but to let go of things in your life, clearing out that you don't need anymore. So maybe things are changing in your life and you can't get to your goals like you had envisioned it would happen because there are challenges that you're facing with. Well, this is part of it, is that you need to let go of some things that are holding you back from moving forward. And it's a perfect opportunity that even though things are crumbling around you, that it's time to rebuild yourself and be reborn within yourself and find the opportunities that you can have in your life by looking at the blessings and gifts that you were blessed with, the talents, and then reusing them in different ways. So get rid of things in your life that don't suit you right now and start focusing on how you can be reborn. Think of yourself as like the phoenix bird. Dive into the fire, shed the old heavy feathers that are weighing you down. Be reborn with light plumage to soar like the eagle. It's going to take time, but it will happen. You will accomplish your goals, but now you have to focus on getting rid and clearing out what you don't need in your life anymore. I have what is called the Botticelli tarot deck. So I'm using the major arcana. And these have beautiful Botticelli. He was a Renaissance artist. And I really love this tarot deck. And because the art is just so beautiful. So I'm using his deck, and I have picked 5 cards and doing a 5-card spread. It's called a star spread. We begin with this one card, which is part of your question, and this is the Magician. The Magician actually can make magic happen. In tough times, using your skills, the skills and the talents and the gifts that you've been blessed with in order to create better things in your life. And to say, I can use my resources, I can use my talents, I can use my gifts, and I can make it happen. But this is a question card. So you're asking, how can I use my talents and gifts and resources to really create my life and make it better and to accomplish my dreams and goals and highest aspirations? The other part of the question card is the Hanged Man, which means you're suspended in space, unable to move forward. So, do you have the talents and gifts, and how do you use your talents and gifts even though you're suspended and kind of hanging, waiting for things to happen? How can we make this happen? The current situation is the Tower. The Tower means things are crumbling down around you, and now you have to focus on rebuilding. And it's one brick at a time. It's not something that you can do fast. It's something that you have to do slowly and methodically and one brick at a time, and before you know it, you'll be rebuilt. Temperance is my next card. This means you can't rush into things and take risks, but you have to be very careful about using natural resources around you and what is it that you can use in order to survive right now. And also to plan forward. How can you slowly get your engines going? And what can you use around you that you have your talents, gifts, resources once again to move forward and to do it moderately. So now we have to take it easy on what we're using. We have to not use our money foolhardily, but to be thrifty. So that's big right now. Now the ending result in this particular reading is the sun. Well, the sun is one of the best cards you can get. And it means the sun shining brightly on your life, illuminating your path, showing you how to accomplish your goals and dreams. It means great life, great love, success, accomplishment, having those goals and dreams come into fruition. So things are going to improve and get better, but we have to remember temperance. We have to do things in moderation. So look forward to the sun shining brightly on your life. It may not be right away, but it will be soon. So now let's look at the astrology. I have my trusty 2020 astrological ephemeris, which shows me what planets are in what signs, at what degrees every day. So right now, we're going through some planet retrogrades, and you probably heard about retrograde Mercury. Mercury is not retrograde yet. It will go retrograde middle of June, but now it's not. We do have other planets in retrograde, which one is Venus, the planet of love, art, beauty, passion, accomplishing your goals. Venus rules money too. It's in the sign of Gemini, which is the sign of creativity and fun, and also the sign of partnerships, but it's in a backwards retrograde orbit. So what does that mean? That means that some things may come from the past that you have to deal with. A loved one from the past, you have to deal with them. Or learn from the past. And how can you move forward from whatever didn't work out with love relationships in the past? What can you learn from that and be a better person and a better partner and a better parent or a better friend or a better relationship, any family member that you've had a falling out with or you need to improve? Now is the time where you could figure out how to do this and then evolve as a human being in compassion and love. And it's also about, we have our talents and gifts. Once again, I'm going to bring that up because that's really important. How can we use those talents and gifts to make money, to make a better income? Or what resources around can we use in order to make better money in our lives? Now, also we've got three other planets that are in retrograde. We have Jupiter, the planet of expansions and good luck and money, wealth, abundance, and achieving our goals. And it usually rules Sagittarius, which means aim far, shoot far, go far, achieving, taking risks. But it's in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is saying, hey, slow down. You have to now work within your restrictions. Capricorn is an earth sign. It says be grounded. Have your feet in the ground. Not a good time to take risks, but it is a good time to plan. And again, it's a good time to use your resources around you. And remember temperance. So be moderate in everything you do and be level-headed and plan accordingly in that way. We also have Pluto and Saturn. Well, let's go back to Saturn. We're going to talk about Pluto first. I know. Astronomically, it's not a planet. It's just a frozen big glob. But in astrology, we still use it. It's still in our solar system. So Pluto is about extreme changes in our lives. And it's backwards retrograde again in Capricorn, the grounded earth sign. And it means start slowly. Don't make any big changes in your life. The big changes are happening around us. We have to kind of go with that flow and see how we can fit in and then progress from there. We also have another planet, which is Saturn, in the sign of Aquarius, which is in a backwards retrograde orbit. Saturn is like your tower. It represents building or rebuilding, but because it's in Aquarius, it's saying let's think about how we can creatively use our talents, gifts, and resources right now to build or rebuild. But again, it's in that backwards retrograde orbit. So it's saying it's going to take time for things to rebuild, including our economy. And also opening up during this pandemic, we have to do it slowly, or things are going to go awry. Now, Saturn is also about governments and authorities and military and police and things like that. So it means that we have to stay within these certain restricted guidelines. And it's not a good time to not social distance or not wear the face masks. We have to be compassionate, and we have about other people that may come down with this virus, that may, have life-altering changes or life ends. So we have to be considerate and compassionate towards other people. And I think that's very clear about right now in how we can progress during a global pandemic. Next month, we still have these retrograde planets. While Venus will be going direct towards the end of June, Mercury, the planet of communications, will be going in a backwards retrograde orbit. So that means that there can be some problems with communications, or it's also a way we can look into our lives introspectively, and how can we fix our lives? What can we do, and how can we communicate this? And also, how can we plan our communications in such a way that we can progress our lives, our relationships with communications, our careers with communications? How can we make ourselves better in our communications so that we can progress and get better with our careers and make things go forward in our lives? Right now, the planets are saying you're going to have to stay put for a while. Things are opening, but they're going to open slowly. And we have to, again, go by those guidelines because that's what the planets are telling us to do. Now, if we do that, then I think we'll be able to, ease into this and the pandemic will subside. But if we don't, then we're going to spike up again. Now, I also like to do runes, and I'm picking 3 runes right now. They're usually stones, but these I got, and they're made out of wood knots, which are really kind of cool, and they're engraved. And this one is called Anzus, which means answers, or seeking answers via communications. So now we have to find the right answers in our lives. And it's not about what we want, it's about what we can use based on the answers that we get and within the restrictions and guidelines that we have. So, and also, how can we communicate? Once again, how can we communicate better in our lives to get what we want without demanding, but within these restrictions? Berkana is the next one. It's like a bee, and it means new beginnings. So we have to seek new beginnings within this time when maybe we're under a lot of restrictions. Again, how can we use our talents and gifts, our resources, to do things differently and better? And this is a time where our jobs may not be working for us. So we have to figure out how to use those talents and gifts to start new beginnings in our lives. What is it that we haven't done yet that we can create and accomplish in our lives right now within these restrictions? So think about that. And then we have Dag, which is day that comes to night, light that comes to darkness, emerging out of a dark tunnel into the light. It takes time to get out of this dark tunnel of global pandemic that we're in, but we will break through, and we will get to the light, and we will be free again. So I hope this has helped you, and this is the way I do my readings. I mean, I can do a variety of things too. This can be done online. I can't do anything face-to-face right now. So I can't do palm reading because if you show me your palm, I may be missing some of those fine details in there. And I can also do handwriting analysis. So I hope that this helps you. And if you would like a reading, I'm actually available for readings either on Skype or Zoom or Facebook or other type of media. All right, peace, and it's going to be okay. We will get better. And this is another angel card right now. And the angel is saying overcoming difficulties. These are archangel cards. And it says by Archangel Jeremiah, the worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So remember, it's up to you. We can get better from all of this. We can improve humanity and evolve. But we need compassion and we need to be gentle with ourselves and people around us too. So be gentle, be loving, peace, and we'll get through this all together, but apart. We're slowly getting back together. But remember, what's good for everybody is also good for you. Peace out.